1075 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests. We do it all. We know what bugs you. Visit us online at pestfreesc.com. That's pestfreesc.com.
You got two players right now in Fawali and Edwards that every team in America would want.
Sure.
Even UConn would kill for those two. You got those two. That's a nice building block for next year. Now, do they both have to take a step forward next season? Yes. But they're both stupid talented. Tessa Johnson, very talented. Best three-point shooter on the team. You don't know what's going to happen with Raven Johnson. Is she coming back? Is she not? You'll figure it out. Chloe Kitts is coming back next year. You have the makings of a really nice squad for next season already, right, Tyler?
Yeah.
Now, do you want to hit the portal, maybe get a low post type of big? Okay. Would you like to maybe get some more shooters? Okay. But, here's the thing that gets me about the shooter part. All your shooters from last year came back. They just didn't shoot as well this year, which is a little strange. But to be fair, Tina Powell last year, she was so good, you got to the point where she missed, you wanted to stop the game and figure out what happened to the ball.
Yeah,
right?
She was pretty lights out. And look, she's evolved her game to being more than just a three-point shooter, which is kind of what she was when she came in. We talked about her playing great defense a couple weeks ago, or a couple games ago, Indiana or Maryland, I forget which game it was. But, she's a more well-rounded player. But again, the production from three wasn't the same as it was. And the offense as a whole wasn't Carolina's strong point this year. And when you go up against a team that runs up and down the floor at you like UConn, you needed to be good on offense to be able to keep up, and South Carolina wasn't.
All right, Drew Pyne has found a landing spot, Tyler. He went from Notre Dame to Arizona State to Missouri. Played against South Carolina in the Gator Bowl, if my memory serves me. Or did he transfer out?
I think he transferred because it was Tyler Buckner.
That's right, because Pyne was the starter and transferred out, and then Buckner stepped in, right?
Because Buckner started the season, got hurt, missed most of the year. Pyne started the majority of the year, but then Buckner came back because Pyne had already been in the transfer portal. I know. It's a lot to keep up with, and now Buckner plays lacrosse at Notre Dame after going to Alabama.
It's crazy. Colorado had their pro day here in the last, within the last week, and this will shock you. Deion Sanders thinks the first two picks in the draft should be Travis Hunter. Who did he play for in college?
Colorado.
And the second pick should be quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Where did he play?
Also Colorado.
Who's his dad?
And Deion.
Look, I'll say this. I think if I was picking number one overall, and I keep saying this, I would take either Travis Hunter or I'd take my guy, the Mauler, coming off the edge at Penn State. I just think Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter are the two best players in this draft. And I don't have enough faith in any of these quarterbacks to take them number one. That's not to say these quarterbacks can't be really good. Sure they can. I just think when you're picking number one in the draft, I think, look, none of these guys, there's no guarantee with anybody, especially quarterbacks. It's a 50-50 crapshoot all the time. But I go back to the people who do this for a living, who watch it every day, say no quarterback in this year's draft would get drafted ahead of the guys last year that were picked in the first round. So I look at that and say, I think I'll take the best player available on my board, which either to me would be Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. Here's why a lot of great players just can't transition to being managers. They can't relate to the jobbers. It's hard to relate to the entire roster when you weren't like one of those guys, right?
Sure.
A lot of great players are great players because they're great players. Some guys are great players because they worked really hard, right?
Right. Some
guys worked hard, but they have this special gift, right?
Yep.
The gods have said, here, you're going to be great at this. And a lot of these great players go, why can't you do this better? Why can't you see what I see? Well, because you're a Hall of Famer, bub. I'm not. And sometimes they have a hard time relating to the entire roster. Look at some of the best managers of all time are grunts. They just are. They're not great players. You aren't superstars. Joe Torre is a rare, really good player who became a high-level manager. Torrey won a batting title.
Right.
But most of your great managers weren't great players. The other good player was Dusty Baker, but it's very few and far in between that, great players can make really good managers.